What is morphology? This term, which literally means the study of forms, was originally used in biology, but is now also used to describe the study of those basic elements in a language. For example, in Swahili or Kiswahili, spoken throughout East Africa, the form nitakupenda conveys what, in English, would have to be represented as something like I will love you. Now, is the Swahili from a single word? If it is a word, then it seems to consist of a number of elements that in English turn up as separate words. A root correspondence can be present here. Nita kupenda, I will you love. It will seem that this Swahili word is rather different from what we think of as a written English word. Yet there clearly is some similarity between the language, in that similar elements of the whole message can be found in both. Perhaps a better way of looking at linguistic forms in different languages would be to use this notion of elements in the message rather than depend on identifying only words.
Morpheme is a minimal unit of meaning or grammatical function. Units of grammatical function include forms used to indicate past tense or plural. For example, we can recognize that English words forms such as talks, talker, talk, and talking must consist of one element, talk, and the other four elements, as, add, and ing. All these five elements are described as morphemes. There are two types of morphemes. The first one is free morphemes. Free morphemes are morphemes that can stand by themselves as single word. For example, the black cat. Black and cat are the free morphemes. Black for describe the color and cat as the subject. Free morphemes consist noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverbial phrase, subject-verb agreement, comparative expression, and prepositional phrase. The second type of morphemes is bound morphemes. Bound morphemes are morphemes that cannot normally stand alone and typically attached to another form, exemplified as re, is, add, and as. Affixes, prefixes, and suffixes in English are bound morphemes.
Lexical and functional morphemes. Free morphemes divide into two parts. The lexical morpheme is a set of ordinary nouns, verb, adjective, and adverb that carry the content of the message we convey. We easily can add lexical morphemes to the language because they are treated as an open class of words. Functional morphemes contain articles, conjunctions, prepositions, and pronouns. They are described as closed words.
First, derivational morphemes. Derivational morphemes form to make new words or to make words different grammatical category. It can be suffixes, man and evi, and also prefixes, such as re, pre, ax, miss, ko, and an. Second one is inflectional morphemes. Inflectional morphemes are not used to produce new words in language, but rather to indicate the grammatical function of a word. Inflectional morphemes are used to show if a word is plural or singular, past tense, or not, and each other. Example: as, ing, add, and, as, and are. Morphological description. The difference between inflectional and derivational is an inflectional never changes the grammatical category of word. For example, both old and older are adjective. The simply creates different version of adjective. A derivational can change the grammatical category of word. Teach, verb, becomes teacher, noun, if we add derivational morphemes This is the example of morphological description.
Morphs, allomorphs, and special cases. The inflectional morpheme is add to cat and we get the plural cat. What is the inflectional morpheme that makes sheep the plural of sheep or man the plural of men? These two words are clearly exceptions to the general patterns and have to be treated as special cases. One way to describe more regular difference in inflectional morphemes is by proposing variation in morphological realization rules.
For example, the form cats consists of two parts, cats, with a lexical morpheme cat and inflectional morpheme plural. The word dogs and horses also consists of two parts, dogs and horse, each consisting of lexical morpheme and an inflectional morpheme plural. So we have at least three forms, us, z, and us, used to realize the inflectional morpheme plural. Just as we note that there were allophones of a phoneme, so we can recognize the existence of allomorphs of a morpheme. Again, using the prefix allo, one of a closely related set, the three allomorphs of the one morpheme's plural.